बोलो।
Surface treatment of substrate and surface tension of the inks. How surface tension of inks and how surface energy of substrates impact on the uh, ink adhesions. So how to get how to get good ink adhesions during the printing process. So we are going to discuss about the surface tension impact on the ink adhesions. So we are using the multiple substrate. We are using BOPP. We are some printer are using P, sometimes printer are using polyester, metallized CPP, so copper board, and so whatever substrate you are using, whatever types of ink you are using UV based inks, you are using solvent based inks, you are using water based inks. So it is very important to know the surface tension of your inks and surface energy of your substrates. If you are aligning your surface tension of your inks with surface energy of your substrate, it means you will have a good ink adhesions in your press rooms. You will have a good printing results. So if you want to improve your printing quality, you want to make your inventory flexible, you want to run your machines on higher speeds, and you want to reduce your material waste in your press rooms, just ensure your ink surface tension is aligned with surface energy of your substrates. Whatever you are using the substrates, whatever you are using your inks here. So first of all, you need to understand about the what is the surface tension and what is the surface energy. What is the surface tension and what is the surface energy? Remember, the surface tension we measure for inks, either we are using solvent based inks, either we are using for water based inks, either we are using for UV inks. So surface tension we are measuring for inks, and surface energy we are measuring for substrates. Whatever we are using the substrates. So in we are using another terminology in the printing inks, and this is the surface wettability. How your surface getting the wettability during the printing process. Achieving the good adhesions, remember, achieving the good adhesion, ink adhesions and printing quality is essential for any printing job in press room. And it starts with ensuring that inks wet the substrate completely and evenly. And this process is called wettability. There are two types of surface energy and surface tensions that affect the ink adhesions. So first of all, we need to understand what is the surface tension. Surface tension is a fundamental property of liquids. Any liquids like water basings, like water basings is also liquid, solvent basing is also liquids. So surface tension is a fundamental property of liquids that results from attractive forces between the molecules. Remember, there are two types of forces, attractive forces existing between the molecules and within the molecules. There are two types of attractive forces. One is the intermolecular forces and other is the intramolecular forces. The intramolecular forces are attractive forces that existing within the molecules, and the intermolecular forces are forces that existing between the molecules, not within the molecules. So in surface tension, this property is because of attractive forces between the molecules, like force of attraction between one molecules and other molecules. This is the called surface tension. So this property of surface tensions basically causes the surface of liquid to contract, forming an elastic membrane at the interface with the air. So how can we measure the surface tensions? In printing process, we are measuring the surface tension of inks, solvents, or any liquids in dynes per centimeters. Remember, if the surface tension of liquids or inks that you are using in your press rooms is higher than the surface energy of the substrates, it will causes beads on the substrate surface and resulting in uneven coating. So in order to avoid printing defects, achieving superior printing quality, ensuring customer satisfaction, and reducing the material waste, it is very, very important to align your surface tension of your inks with the surface energy of your substrates. So, the second factor in ink adhesion is surface, and surface treatment is surface energy. Surface energy reflects the strength of the attractive forces between the molecules on the surface of the substrate. This is linked to the substrates. Sometimes we measure joules per square meters, and sometimes in press room we measure it dynes per centimeters. So in surface energy, we measure the contact angles between the droplet of inks and surface of the substrates. So remember, for optimal printing quality and ink adhesion, surface energy of substrate should be higher than ink. If your ink surface tension is higher than substrates, you will not have a correct, perfect ink adhesions, and you will have many printing defects. So if your surface tension of your ink is lower than your surface energy of your substrates, definitely this will be a fantastic for good ink adhesions and good printing quality. Because the result will spread, the ink spreads evenly and wet the surface properly, resulting good ink adhesions. So surface energy we can measure by goniometers, and we can adopt different method to measure the surface energy of the substrate. Here are some examples. Now we are going to discuss some examples. Right? For example, if you are using the solvent-based inks, in solvent-based inks, we are using the multiple of solvents. We are using the ethyl alcohol, we are using the glycol, we are using the esters. We are using multiple type of solvents in solvent-based inks. So in solvent basings, when we are printing, before printing, we also need to check the surface tension of inks, solvent basings. For example, if the surface tension of ink, solid base ink is 37 dynes per centimeter, and surface energy of substrate is 36, 38 dynes per centimeter, it means we will not have a perfect adhesions. Our adhesion will go very weak, and printing inks will peel off from the substrates. But in case we are using the solvent based inks and our inks surface tension is 22 to 24, and then R 26 to 28, and our substrate surface energy is from 36 to 38. It means we will have a amazing surface ink adhesives, good ink adhesives. So if we are using the water basings, so if we are using the water basings, then the surface and if water basings, our surface tension of ink is 35 to 38 dynes per centimeter, and we are using surface substrate with 36 to 38 dynes per centimeter. So what will be the results? So the result will not be a satisfactory. The printing result will not be a good quality. So ultimately, we will have a weak ink adhesions with water basings. On other side, if our ink surface tension is 35 to 38 dynes per centimeter, and we are using that substrate with 45 to 48 dynes centimeter, this will give us a fantastic ink adhesions. So remember, the surface, the difference between surface tension of inks and surface energy of substrate should be approximately 10 dynes per centimeter. On other side, when we are using the UV based inks, because UV based inks are like conventional inks, not using the solvent, diluent, and these inks are curing by the intense UV lights. So the 100% formulation ingredients remain in the cured surface film. As, as we discussed in our previous video, all types of inks based on 4 types of components: pigment, binders, solvents, and additive. Similarly, the UV inks also based on the oligomers, resins, pigment, additives, and monomers. So during the curing time, during the curing of UV inks, the free radicals connecting the molecules of monomers of oligomer resins and cross-linking each others and making the ink film. So what are the advantages of UV basings? Like quick curing time, ability to hold fine details, and very high gloss. So similarly, compositions. So UV, when we are applying the UV inks, we are printing the in our press room with UV based inks. UV inks base are not drying with evaporations with dryers. In UV inks are drying by the intense UV lights. So when we are talking about the UV inks, the UV, remember one point, very important point, the UV inks already has higher surface tensions. So that is why we also need to use higher surface energy substrates. Like for example, if the UV inks surface tension is 45 to 50 dynes per centimeter, and we are using the substrate 36 to 38 dynes per centimeter, it means our ink adhesion will be not perfect. It will be a very weak. But on other sides, if we are using the UV inks with 45 to 50 dynes per centimeter, and our substrate that we are using for UV based ink printing is containing the possessing 55 to 60 dynes per centimeter surface energy, so definitely we will have a perfect ink adhesions, fantastic ink adhesions. And this adhesions, ink adhesion, with this align surface tension of inks with surface energy of substance will not give only good ink adhesions, but it will also give us a good printing quality without defects, and then ensuring helping us for more customer satisfaction, reducing our waste time, and enhancing our productivity, print productivity in our press rooms. So remember, when you are receiving the materials like BOPP or multiple type of substrates, and when you are receiving the inks, so before printing, just make sure you have a good, your surface tension of your ink is lower than the surface energy of your substrates. Don't go for printing if you are not sure about the surface tension of your inks and surface energy of your substrates. So thank you very much for watching this video. And if you like this video, please share this video with the other colleagues and subscribe our YouTube channel for more informative videos that are coming in future. Thank you so much.